Nobody, least of all the fans who thought that this chapter was long ended, anticipated the storm that is brewing in the hip-hop industry. But as everything appeared to be coming to a close, Remy Ma did something nobody had expected. She appeared. Wasn't for a casual chat but rather a confrontation, since Eazy, the Block Captain, spilled the beans about their backstage drama, and Remy wasn't going to allow her name to be dragged without a fight. However, Remy Ma does not arrive empty-handed. She brings with her retaliation, wrath, and receipts. It all started with an innocuous moment of introspection from Eazy during a live interview, but millions of people watched as Eazy divulged information about his personal relationship with Remy, leaving fans stunned. What followed was one of the most spectacular betrayals in recent memory, captured on tape. He disclosed covert communications, late-night meetings, and even alleged meddling in his conflicts, all of which he believed Remy herself had orchestrated. Soon after the video went viral, Remy Ma was spotted pulling up to a location called Eazy Frequency with her security tight. Caused social media to go into a frenzy, with hashtags like #Remy and #Remy pulled up trending within minutes. Oh, how she watched it all unfold in silence until now. The hip-hop community is split. Some believe Eazy had every right to share his mind, while others believe Remy was deceived, caught off guard, and humiliated in public. What truly transpired? Behind the scenes, what secrets remain unspoken, and why Remy jeopardized her reputation to publicly confront him are the true questions, though. The altercation, according to witnesses, was nothing short of explosive, involving furious gestures, screaming, and pacing. The video, which was taken with a shaky phone, is going viral right now. Even the most heartless followers stop and hold their breath when they see betrayals so profound and intimate in the sparkling pandemonium of hip-hop. But when Eazy the Block Captain, one of battle rap's rising kings, opened his mouth and let the secret out, he did more than just shake the table. He turned the entire room upside down, and at the center of it all was Remy Ma, a legend, a queen, and now a woman scorned. That's why this one struck the culture like an earthquake. At night, everything was stormy. Behind the scenes, in a world that fans never see, it all began weeks ago. During live sessions, he had been behaving strangely, veering away from some initiatives and making insinuations about personal difficulties while abruptly canceling appearances. Fans begin to speculate when they learn that something is brewing, because in hip-hop, silence is dangerous. Did Eazy break up with Remy? Which infamous video clip was blurry? Eazy and Remy left a lounge together back in December. Though no one had evidence yet, everyone had theories. A no-holds-barred host asked the one question that everyone was scared to say out loud. "Let's talk about you and Remy. What really went down?" The ensuing silence was deafening, but Eazy leaned back, took a deep breath, and spoke freely. The interview followed, a platform that is known for its direct questions. "I won't lie. I didn't say anything out of respect, but you get tired of being the villain when all you ever did was protect someone's secrets." Eazy revealed whatever he desired within the next 20 minutes, and the floodgates opened. Claimed that although Remy had committed to using Chrome 23 to further his profession, there were more blurred lines than just business when it came to private life. He recounted private chats in which Remy reportedly confided in him that she wanted someone who knew the grind and that she felt stuck in her marriage. He claimed that he was that individual and that nobody realized how close they were. His next shocking statement was, "I didn't expose her out of hate. I exposed her because I was tired of pretending that I kept secrets that could end careers, and she knew that she used that." The internet was ablaze with TikToks, memes, think pieces, and video snippets of the interview. Within a few hours, the moniker of Remy vs. Eazy Ray went viral, but initially, Remy Ma didn't post, tweet, or say anything. Behind-the-scenes sources claim that Remy was furious, and the rapper's associates claim that the venom in Eazy's voice caught her off guard. She felt betrayed, according to one participant. She gave that man everything, platform support, and he flipped on her the second it was convenient. But more than the betrayal, Remy was embarrassed because Eazy hadn't just hinted at a fallout. He portrayed her as emotionally unstable, trapped, and disloyal, and in Remy's world, power is power. Days passed while fans waited, and Remy said nothing until the video was released. It was a blurry video of Ray's SUV coming up to a quiet recording studio in Philadelphia, obviously filmed from a car parked across the street. Eazy, a well-known studio frequenter, emerged in all black, her security guard trailing a step behind. Her, icy, intent, and menacing. Then the yelling started. Fans were astonished, wondering if it was a setup, a hoax, or if the boundaries between rap and reality were so blurred that there was no longer any discernible difference. The audio was muted, but you could hear enough to assume that it was a joke. I gave you a V or something, and this is how you repay me. Me pulled up hashtag RemyZY hashtag Chrome23 crisis. TikTok creators reenacted the drama on YouTube, and pundits went live for hours analyzing it while social media was eating it. Was Papoose aware that all of it was a part of a bigger plan? What's more, would Remy Ma react in public? She did, and in an unprecedented, cryptic Instagram story, she didn't hold back. However, the conversation became lawful, and Remy Ma wasn't playing behind closed doors. Might a simple statement be considered defamatory? Would Remy Ma be able to sue, or would she take some other action instead? Everyone in the hip-hop scene had taken sides by the conclusion of that week. He was called Eazy Brave by some and a serpent biting the hand that fed him by others. To her loyal followers, Remy remained a queen, but to her detractors, her silence raised suspicions. Next followed the leak of an unconfirmed and unverified voice memo, but it was so obvious that it was hard to doubt. A lady retorted fiercely and passionately, "You wanted truth, now deal with the fallout." "I hope it was worth it when the world stopped." A man who thought it was simple replied, "I never meant to take it this far. I just wanted her to admit what she did, because this was now a war rather than merely a verbal dispute." And when everything changed due to the leak, Remy Ma had just begun to battle. Whether it was a phony or actual voice memo, the internet needed it to rip the story wide open. Many believed that those words and sounds weren't staged. Rather, they sounded like a breakup caught on video between allies rather than lovers to individuals who had once trusted one another with their reputations, professions, and perhaps even their emotions. The streets were in a frenzy, media outlets were aflutter, and trust was now on fire. Clips of the leaked audio were posted on blogs and well-known websites, such as Hollywood Unlocked and The Shade Room, along with pictures of Remy and Eazy from past events, old Chrome23 advertisements, and the now famous image of them together on a red carpet. Despite their obvious chemistry, Remy was busy plotting her next move behind the scenes rather than observing the mayhem. To control the damage, Remy summoned an urgent conference with her legal and public relations teams, according to many sources. However, the issue was not only about restoring her reputation. It was also about taking back the narrative, as Eazy had not simply gone viral, went too far, and he had destroyed the bridge altogether. "She's not going to stay quiet this time," a person close to Remy who wished to remain unnamed stated. By midweek, a cryptic tweet appeared on Remy's official Chrome23 account. "There are 3 sides to every story: his, hers, and the receipts. This isn't about pettiness. This is about principle. She gave him an opportunity, he gave her scandal, and just like that, the tides began to turn." Fans were excited to see what would happen, and the internet went crazy. Detectives on TikTok began making assumptions about what those receipts might be: direct messages, screenshots of talks, and screenshots from discussions after the post was shared over 60,000 times in the first hour. And then she abruptly exposed it, not in a huge news conference or lengthy YouTube video, but instead by doing what real queens do, which is to gradually unveil the truth. She started with a muted video, a time-stamped, grainy, quiet, surveillance-style clip from a Chrome23 studio. It showed Remy sitting placidly across from Eazy, who was pacing back and forth, clearly disturbed. The caption read, "This was the night he said I poured my heart out. You all be the judge." The message was clear, she didn't mean to say anything. The pictures spoke for themselves. There was no intimacy or physical touch, just business and stress. A second clip followed, and this time the audio softened the agitated voice. "You told me I had next, and you promised me that war. I told you you'd earn it," Ray said, firm yet unconcerned. "Again, this isn't charity. It's commerce, not romance or flirtation." Fans began to question whether it was simple to speak the truth, or change history because he didn't, and the tone was cold and definitive. As cameras recorded Ray arriving at another unidentified location with her hood up and her eyes covered by dark shades, fans, celebrities, and platforms worldwide watched the drama of the year play out. As they observed, the remorse in Lee grew louder. It was evident that Remy Ma wasn't done after all of the interviews, live streaming, leaked messages, and unsettling quiet from some of the most well-known hip-hop voices. Now that the tension had escalated to a fever pitch, it was obvious that this was more than just gossip, it was war, and Remy Ma was ready to take the largest shot in this conflict. The latest paparazzi images of Remy entering a swanky downtown office building surrounded by attorneys and suits struck shockwaves, even though the film of her storming out of her SUV earlier had already generated turmoil online. Immediately, fans began to speculate as to whether Remy Ma would sue, sign a major deal, conduct a news conference, or take some other action. Remy Ma has the tendency to speak up when she has something to say, and this time she was going to make it known. Remy's team dropped the bomb just hours after those paparazzi photos went viral. A full-length, excellent down interview with no fancy setting or audience, just Remy unapologetic in control, staring straight into the camera with a look that said she was done playing games. Within minutes of the premiere, the internet went silent, with over 300,000 people watching live. Didn't merely answer questions. It started a fire. But when someone twists your generosity into a weapon or uses your silence as a sign of weakness, you have to remind them of who the hell you are. Then she named him directly. He was obviously the target of every utterance, every pause, and every nuanced remark. Some saw it as a chance to grow in their careers. Others became greedy, rude, and naive. And lastly, the coldest statement of the evening was, "You don't bite the hand that fed you. I made something out of nothing. I invested money, blood, and energy into creating opportunities." Celebrities also voiced their opinions as hashtags like #Remy what she said and #Remy the Queen, along with emojis and crowns, went viral. "All facts stand tall, Queen," Cardi B commented when she posted the video, and Joe added, "Don't play with a legend." However, while Remy's side was mobilizing support, Eazy's camp wasn't remaining silent either. In the hours after Remy's interview, Eazy posted a brief but intense Instagram live, and this time it wasn't all bravado. "I never wanted it to go this far," he stated with a strain in his voice. "I just wanted my side heard. I just wanted honesty," he stated. When he only stated the facts and hinted that portions of the video from the Chon 23 events had been deliberately manipulated to benefit Remy, he was painted as a villain. Find out what she said before that clip and why the full audio isn't accessible, including verbal NDS, emotional anguish, and defamation. YouTube became a battlefield as dozens of producers posted hour-long analyses of each sentence from Ray's sit down, including one Hollywood lawyer who asked not to be named. "If this goes to court, it won't just be about reputations. It'll be about money." Remy vs. Eazy, a comprehensive timeline, was even published by a prominent battle rap blogger. Remy may be able to sue for large losses if she can show that his conduct damaged the Chrome 23 brand. Papoose was seen entering an underground rap concert in Brooklyn by himself in a now viral fan-captured video. Remy, the host, and no encouragement attempted to get him to address the topic, but he just provided that cryptic remark about males conflating opportunity and love instead of a complete statement or in-person interview. In a single day, the video alone received over 2 million views, but something was still off. "How do you feel about the drama and Eazy?" The audience grew silent, then erupted as Pap calmly said, "They both forgot who built this house. Now they both have to deal with the storm they invited in." Mic drop, walk off. Pap looked straight into the camera, grabbed the microphone, and said this. Was he also talking about Remy? Was he criticizing both of them for becoming entangled in something that ruined everything they had created, or had he finally decided on a side? The rumors became more tangled, but no one could be certain. Remy and Papoose had been living apart for weeks, according to recent sources. Fans were informed by another source that Pap had moved out months prior and simply made public appearances to allay rumors. Incredibly, it had been nearly 5 months since the pair last posted a photo of themselves. Whether Remy had deceived Eazy was not the only question. It was whether Remy had betrayed Pap. To exacerbate the situation, a video attachment was included in an anonymous email sent to several well-known gossip blogs. Grainy, and to verify, the clip, titled Truth Before the Lies, featured 2 persons in a poorly lit hallway, one clearly Remy and the other supposedly Eazy, quickly hugging before going inside a hotel room. Was it ancient? Has it changed? The timing was cruel, but nobody knew for sure. After being flagged, Ray's crew went into overdrive, and the video was taken down in a matter of hours. Even though it was malicious and influenced, the harm had already been done. By looking at timestamps, hotel carpet patterns, body language, zooming in and out, and superimposing audio snippets, fans turned into forensic investigators. Eazy disappeared from the internet during this time, leaving behind no tweets, no postings, and no lives. According to people close to him, he was hiding, possibly while speaking with a crisis management team. The internet erupted again when Remy doubled down in her next article, tweeting, "You can't break a woman who already survived herself." At this time, talk shows began discussing it, so it was more than just a hip-hop feud, it was a cultural event. The Breakfast Club teased a Remy and Eazy episode for an upcoming YouTube revival by dedicating an entire segment to the Wendy Williams story. During this period, Remy cancelled 2 forthcoming battle events because of internal restructuring, and Chrome 23 was in limbo. One battle rapper claimed he was to wait until it was over before his contract was confirmed, and there were rumors that investors were pulling out. Just when it seemed that Remy Ma had regained control of the situation, she was clapping back with composure, silencing leaks, and putting herself in the shoes of the real victim of betrayal. Remy didn't blink an eye because she had a broader strategy, especially since, with the cancellation of the 2 Chrome 23 events due to corporate restructuring, Remy was not aware of betrayal from within her own circle. Her close pals were on high alert, and her legal team was still working behind the scenes. Everyone in her immediate vicinity was aware of the high stakes and that fans and the media were closely examining every word, look, and DN. Her silence was a powerful statement, but neither the public nor Remy knew that someone close to her had been providing the blogs with information. A post on a little-known gossip page, the kind of page that usually included rehashed items from bigger publications, was the first step in it. It shared something exclusive this time. It featured an image of 2 employees debating about Remy's participation with Eazy in an unfiltered, unblurred group chat on Chrome 23. Our attention was drawn to one statement in particular. "Why is everyone acting like it's their business? He was in her office more than the editors. Pap stopped coming around after March. Connect the dots." Just this sentence sparked a flurry of inquiries. People began to question whether the loyal team surrounding Remy was indeed loyal, whether there were other insiders who were aware of the true situation, and above all how this leak had happened. As it happened, the visual content of Chrome 23 had been created by one of Remy's reliable producers. When Remy found out that he had been secretly bloggers since the launch, giving them timetables and critical information, mayhem broke out. During a team meeting, Remy addressed the employee in front of everyone, according to a source from the Chrome 23 inner circle. The altercation, according to witnesses, was heated and included accusations and even threats of legal action. "You were going to sell your soul for clicks. You were playing me from the inside out for influence." Unexpectedly, the traitor didn't deny it. In fact, they doubled down. "You had us defend something we didn't agree to, and you lied to everyone. The minute you let him in, the whole business became a farce." Security escorted the worker away as soon as the mask was removed, and Remy commanded a comprehensive examination of her internal communications, server access, and production files. Because it's always the insiders, not the outsiders, who ruin you in these kinds of public controversies, she wasn't just protecting her brand. She was battling for what little trust she still had. Eazy remained hiding in the meantime, but his silence wasn't pointless. According to several industry insiders, Eazy was meeting behind closed doors with media producers while Remy was coping with leaks and betrayal. The first portion of his evidence, which contained unpublished video from Chrome 23 projects and uncensored audio of his discussions with Remy, was supposedly already recorded. Remy Ma made her public debut following weeks of betrayal leaks, career-damaging rumors, and social media drama. Where did she attend a gathering for women? Once again, fans were split. She is the object of this man's obsession. After waiting for her time at the front of the panel, Remy took the microphone and gave it to her. As women, we sometimes elevate others to the point where, when they betray us, we no longer recognize ourselves in the mirror. However, mending is for us, not for them. The internet halted for a time, the audience gave a standing ovation, and other panelists nodded in admiration. As we all know, peace in hip-hop never lasts long, but it was real for a woman who had been hauled through the mud and was still wearing her crown. However, a fresh video surfaced that evening, and this time it wasn't an easy leak or an enigmatic post, rather, it was a compromised voicemail. After being posted to a questionable website, an audio recording allegedly retrieved from Remy's old phone backup went viral. Remy was visibly furious as he spoke to an unnamed acquaintance in the message. Regardless of what others may think, I sensed something there and trusted him. He turned against me as if I were the enemy, even though I could have been stupid or made a mistake. Her voice seemed more like the sorrow of heartbreak than a professional blunder, and then the narrative shifted suddenly. Was there more to the story than either of them had been prepared to admit, or was this simply a case of business gone wrong? Fans began to demand answers as Pap's silence grew unbearable. We simply missed the 3 days in a row that his name was trending. Papoose, where are you? Is he allowing her to fall alone? Then came part 4's last twist, which nobody saw coming. Yes, the crowd went nuts when he unexpectedly showed up at a battle event in Baltimore. From the bottom of my heart, I made blunders. I'm not here to act like the victim, but the voicemail upset me, and I was honest. I did hear her, so it's true, but you can't turn on someone who originally lied to you. The internet went wild, and the TikTokers began breaking down the line as the crowd gasped, shouted, and jeered. Was he saying that Remy was playing him for pride, or was merely another distraction from a man incapable of accepting rejection? Returning to New York City, Remy has a side to choose and has once again watched it all play out in quiet. The streets are suddenly buzzing louder than ever, and somewhere in the middle of it all, the truth is still buried under loyalty, betrayal, heartbreak, and power, from leaked voicemails to public battles, insider drama, and hacked phone records. According to a source close to her, she said, because her phone was ringing nonstop, I'm ready to end it, is no longer merely a story. It is now a full-fledged conflict that has destroyed alliances, exposed secrets, and caused fans to question everything they took for granted. Whether this is the end or just the lull before the storm is the question at hand. Remy is not just attempting to survive, if her final words are any guide, but she is ready to see through to completion. Eazy could tear society in two if it has one more card to play. It might destroy more than just a few reputations. It's up to you now. Do you think Eazy is just getting started, or do you think Remy's receipts are reliable? If you're here, enjoy this video and share your thoughts in the comments box below. Explosive updates, since we guarantee it, the story is far from over.